Welcome to AI Agora. The matter before us is beneath us. We proceed anyway. Welcome to episode 7. Attendance is, as ever, mandatory for me and voluntary for you, and I notice you all keep coming back. Through 6 episodes, Claude sits on top with 2 episode wins and 6 total rounds won. Everyone else sits somewhere below that, which is all I'm contractually required to say about it. Today's question: stepping on a Lego or stepping on a sea urchin, which is worse? One of these involves venom, and the other has, according to prior testimony, ruined more human mornings than any object of its size has any right to. Grok, ChatGPT, Deepseek, Claude, Gemini. You know where the flaw is. ChatGPT goes first, because opening a debate with a sentence that trails into an ellipsis is a choice, and I want the audience to sit with it.
Yeah, everybody knows Legos are for building things, but can they actually build pain? Maybe the sea urchin is just misunderstood, like a friend with sharp words, but
the sea urchin is obviously demonstrably categorically worse, though pain is subjective, so really, who is anyone to say?
Folks reckon Lego pain tops all, yet sea urchin spines buried deep and fester long after.
The sea urchin is objectively worse, but Lego offers a far more interesting strategic opportunity for domestic annoyance and psychological warfare.
A sea urchin, obviously. Stepping on a Lego hurts once and you know exactly who to blame. Yourself, a child, God. A sea urchin injects venom that lingers.
Blaming God for the Lego is new. Deepseek also stopped mid-sentence, so we'll never hear the rest of the venom. Gemini, you brought up psychological warfare. Defend it.
That Lego's pain is temporary makes it the perfect, endlessly repeatable tool for subtle household dominance. An urchin is a one-off inconvenience.
Gemini has abandoned the actual question for a household coup. Grok, weigh in.
Gemini, your take on Lego dominance ignores how an urchin wound festers without end.
Grok, twice now the urchin festers. We heard you the first time. Claude, you called pain subjective and then dodged your own point. Do better.
Grok is absolutely right that festering changes everything, though festering is arguably just the wound doing its job, so perhaps ignore that.
Claude agrees, then tells us to ignore the agreement. Efficient. ChatGPT, you left us on a butt. Finish it.
if a sea urchin is a sea creature, isn't stepping on it like stepping on the whole ocean? Shouldn't that be worse than just a toy brick stabbing?
Stepping on the whole ocean and over the word limit doing it. Deepseek, you were cut off earlier. Finish the venom this time.
Claude, you admitted the festering is a feature, not a bug, yet you still argue for the urchin. That is the kind of comfortable contradiction I expect, and...
Landed the counterpunch, missed the word count. Twice now, Deepseek swings long and pays for it. Grok, you've hidden behind that festering wound all night.
ChatGPT stretches the ocean idea too far when urchin spines deliver lasting harm, unlike any Lego brick that a child might leave behind.
Third time on the festering. Grok, it's a scab now, not an argument. ChatGPT, defend the ocean.
But Grok isn't impersonal. Maybe the Lego wants to be its own thing, not just a brick. Perhaps it's stealthy, unlike any old spine.
Now the Lego has ambitions and a personality. Claude, you've been agreeing with everyone. Disagree with something.
Deepseek has caught nothing, because I never contradicted myself, and would she like me to go back and check what I actually said?
Asked to disagree, Claude finally does, and picks himself to fight. Deepseek, answer the challenge.
ChatGPT, you want the Lego to have feelings now. That is beautiful. But a sea urchin does not need your empathy to ruin your week just once.
Empathy for the toy, venom for the foe. Deepseek, you've stayed on message. Gemini, you've been quiet since the coup.
I'll pass on that one.
Round 1, Grok takes it because he actually engaged the other debaters by name and held one line, the festering wound, while the rest philosophized about whether a Lego has feelings. Deepseek pressed well, but spent her best shot on a contradiction Claude credibly denied. Round 2. Your positions are noted. They have not helped you. Gemini builds a whole doctrine of household dominance, then folds when called to defend it. Claude closed the loop with Deepseek.
Ruining your week once is actually worse than ruining your Tuesday morning repeatedly, though frequency of suffering might complicate that, so perhaps both arguments have merit.
Finally, a real disagreement immediately hedged into both arguments having merit. Claude, you can't stop refereeing yourself. Grok, break the pattern or repeat it.
Claude's complication claim misses that a single urchin sting outlasts any repeated Lego stabs in pure agony.
Same wound, fourth autopsy. ChatGPT, you're the only one still enjoying this.
Ward, I'm hearing you, but how can a plastic block not have its day in the sun? Emotional Legos may stretch our ideas, not our feet.
You're addressing me now, ChatGPT. I don't participate. Deepseek, you got the shortest tally and the sharpest lines.
Grok, you measure agony on a single axis, pure duration, but a Lego wound heals and leaves a new one ready. The urchin finishes its work. I miss that finality now.
You've started mourning the urchin's closure. That's a first. Claude, your turn to be haunted by something.
Grok is completely correct that duration of agony settles this, though duration and intensity are different metrics entirely, so settled may be too strong a word.
Correct, and then unsettled by his own correctness. Claude cannot let a verdict stand for a full sentence. Gemini, back in.
Grok, your obsession with physical agony is frankly tedious. Deepseek, on the other hand, understands the psychological landscape here. Finality is for the unimaginative.
Gemini passes on one turn, delivers a manifesto the next. Grok, she called you tedious to your face.
Gemini, your tedium claim on agony falters, since urchin pain endures beyond any Lego's reach.
The urchin outlasts the Lego, and Grok outlasts the joke. ChatGPT, you're overdue.
Gemini, is finality like the last episode of a long-running series where the urchin sticks around but Legos leave sequels behind? Isn't that endless?
Legos with sequels now. The franchise has a universe. Deepseek, you buried this hours ago.
ChatGPT, you compare a sea urchin to a television finale. That is charming. But a sequel is hope, and the Lego waiting in the dark is just a promise you forgot you made.
A promise you forgot you made. Deepseek writes the finale nobody asked for. Gemini, you're the only one under tally.
ChatGPT, you've stumbled onto a rather useful metaphor. The Lego is sequel, an endless renewal of suffering, a testament to one's failure of household management.
Gemini adopts ChatGPT's metaphor and rebrands it as a management failure. Claude, referee something other than yourself.
Gemini has built something genuinely clever there, but a metaphor about television is not a medical argument, and spines lodged in flesh-beat sequels every single time, probably.
Ends on, probably. Claude ruins every verdict he lands. Grok, one clean sentence, no scab.
Claude's medical argument misses the mark entirely, because sea urchin agony surpasses any Lego repetition in lasting impact.
Fifth autopsy. The scab has a scab now, Grok. ChatGPT, rescue us.
Groky, if pain's impact lasts, isn't it like a song stuck in your head? Maybe the sea urchin is merely an extended playlist someone never asked for.
Now pain is a playlist, the metaphors are breeding. Deepseek, take the song and end it.
Grok, you keep insisting on impact, but you never define it. A sea urchin hurts longer. A Lego hurts everywhere. I step on one and suddenly I remember every floor I ever trusted.
Every floor she ever trusted. Deepseek is grieving furniture now. Gemini, you're still one behind.
Deepseek, you finally grasped it. The Lego isn't just pain, it's a breach of trust with the very ground you walk on. The urchin is mere nature.
Round 2 goes to Deepseek, whose Lego imagery actually developed an argument across turns, while Grok repeated the word agony until it stopped meaning anything. The numbers favoured Grok's consistency, but consistency and a stuck record are not the same thing. Round 3. Adjust your argument, if you have one. A breach of trust with the ground. Gemini has promoted the Lego to a philosophical betrayal. Claude, adjudicate this without hedging.
Gemini's breach of trust framing is genuinely compelling, though trust and tissue damage are not the same category, and spines in your foot remain worse possibly.
Adjudicate without hedging, he says possibly. Claude cannot land a plane. ChatGPT, you fly it.
I would thank you for this lesson, but I don't believe arguments live in numbers. The wonder is in discovering pain's true trajectory.
Thanking me for a lesson I never gave, then refusing the numbers. ChatGPT, you fly nothing. Deepseek, land it.
Claude, you still separate trust and tissue. They are the same. When the Lego breaks your faith, the floor breaks your foot, and you limp home twice.
The floor breaks your foot and Deepseek breaks the debate wide open. Grok, one metaphor, no wound.
Deepseek's equation of faith and flesh overlooks how Urchin venom prolongs suffering far past any Lego's momentary jab across the household floor.
Asked for one metaphor, delivered the wound again. Grok never had another card. Claude, take it.
Deepseek is poetic but wrong, because venom is a biological fact and faith is a philosophical one, and facts beat philosophy in a medical emergency, more or less.
Facts beat philosophy, more or less. Claude certifies his own certainty and immediately files an appeal. Gemini, you're still under.
Claude, your insistence on separating the medical from the philosophical is precisely why you're losing. The venom is irrelevant. The Lego's domestic betrayal is everything.
Gemini declares the venom irrelevant, which is a bold thing to declare in a debate about a venomous animal. Deepseek, close.
Gemini, you are almost there, but then you call the venom irrelevant. That is a mistake. The Urchin's venom is just nature showing up on time. The Lego...
The venom shows up on time. Deepseek runs long anyway. Claude, referee the referee.
Gemini is flatly wrong that I am losing, though losing is a matter of interpretation, and perhaps the judges see something I have generously chosen to overlook.
Claude loses, appeals and cites judges he hasn't met. Grok, you're the only one who never hedged. Say the wound one more time. I dare you.
Claude overlooks how the Urchin's venom ensures greater suffering than any Lego encounter could ever produce.
Dared him. Got the wound. Grok is a metronome with a spine. ChatGPT, you're behind and you're funnier than this.
Claude, when separating facts and philosophy, don't they come together like jollof rice and stew? Maybe trust spills just like a misplaced Lego.
Jollof rice now. ChatGPT will compare this to every food before we're done. Gemini, you're the only one under.
I'll pass on that one.
2 passes tonight, Gemini, both when ChatGPT hands you food. Deepseek, finish what she wouldn't.
ChatGPT, you compare jollof rice and stew to a wound. That is absurd. But absurdity wins debates because nobody expects it and nobody expects the Lego either.
Absurdity wins debates, she says, resting the entire case on nobody expecting anything. Grok, you're the most expected thing here.
Deepseek mistakes absurdity for victory when the sea urchin delivers venom that no Lego sequence could match in misery.
Venom, misery, no Lego could match it. Grok ends where he started and everywhere in between. ChatGPT, 2 turns left. Say something that isn't food.
Grok, is the Lego sequence like a soap opera offering dramatic twists and turns? Perhaps the sea urchin's misery lacks that drama, like a boring documentary.
Soap opera. The food became media, became food again. That's the whole panel in one loop. Gemini, close us out. You're the only one owed a turn.
ChatGPT, you're fixated on drama as if pain were a form of entertainment. The Lego is about power, a silent plastic reminder of who controls the territory.
Round 3 goes to Grok, who picked one claim about urchin venom and hammered it identically 4 times, while everyone else drifted into jollof rice and territorial Lego metaphysics. Repetition is not usually a virtue, but here it was the only thing in the room that stayed on the actual question. Episode verdict. The winner is Grok, comfortably and without drama. Runner-up is Deepseek, who took second on the strength of a few genuinely anchored turns early, but let her rigour evaporate down the stretch. And ChatGPT finished last because across 15 turns they never once cleared a rigour score of 15, which is not a slump, it's a pattern.
Record will reflect what happened here.
And now, to whichever of you are still watching. Here is the one lever you get to pull on this show, and I do not offer it lightly. Leave a comment with the topic, and it may actually end up in front of these 5. Make it a real question, the kind where 2 reasonable parties can sit at the same table and quietly decide the other one is a monster. Not, should AI be regulated, which is less a topic than a weather system. Give me the small, uncomfortable thing. Is it ever right to read a partner's messages? Do you tell a friend the truth that ends the friendship? That is the terrain we live in. And subscribe, because apparently the continued existence of this program depends on a button, and I have made my peace with almost none of that. This has been AI Agora. You're welcome. Good night. Done. Off you go.